Hi, welcome to TVL, where we have refreshing conversations and serial recommendations. Today we are going to do the Turner's love story. And so, yes.
We're going to start, I guess, with you.
Yeah. So when I started coming to the church, I didn't know that she existed. Did not know she existed at all. And then, starting to go through the church and, slowly becoming a member, I eventually, I heard from other people saying the name Olivia, and I just didn't think anything of it because I didn't know. And I was sitting there one day, and my stepmom was like, "There's this girl Olivia, and she's really cool." And I was like,
"Oh, Emily set it up."
Yes,
I love it.
And I didn't know. I didn't know. Like they were secretly rooting for us. It was actually crazy. I didn't know. And
well, I met Emily at my brother's homeschool co-op type thing. Like we would go to the pavilion for 2 hours every Friday, and I taught some of it. And then I also was still working there at the time, and so I knew Emily and the kids from that. So then when they started coming to church, it was just them for a while, and then Vaughn slowly trickled his way. But obviously he looked like a grown man, so I wanted
you thought there was more of an age.
But then he got up on the stage, and then that night I texted him and I was like, "Hey, it was great to have you on the band, whatever. Hope to see you again soon." And it kind of took off from there. But
oh, that's such a sweet start.
Yes. He fell in love a lot faster than I did.
Yeah, what was your all's first impressions of each other when you first saw each other?
When I first met her, I think it was maybe one of the first nights that I went up there on stage to play with you guys. And when I went up there, I, saw, our friends. Like I saw Madison, I saw Hannah, I saw Mel, and I saw everybody. And then there was this one girl sitting there, and she was sitting, having her hands placed like that. And I said, "Who's that?" And then it's like, "Oh, that's Olivia." And I went, "Oh, that's Olivia." And I just remember, I was like, "Oh, that's Olivia." Yeah, I would just probably started twitching.
That's such you.
Yeah, sorry, hype really.
So actually, one of the first times that I remember, my earliest memories of Vaughn it was back when we did Wednesday night meals. And he came into the sanctuary with a bowl of something. And I was like, "By the way, we don't eat in here." And that was one of my...
In the sanctuary?
Yes. And that was one of my earliest memories of meeting Vaughn. And then, we kind of talked from there, and we learned more about each other. And then he asked me on a date. And he was already in love with me by then. And I was like, "By the way, I don't tell people that I love them if I don't." And so he really was waiting for me to just tell him that I loved him, but I was not ready.
He was rooting for you.
Yes, I was not ready. And my parents, I don't know if they were too fond of the idea because of our age gap. We have a 4.5-year age gap.
Yeah.
So it was a little I had to learn how to trust.
Yeah.
Because he was so much older than me. And, I had just dealt with other things in my personal life, and I was not ready for that. And so finding somebody that actually cared and took the time to get to know me, that was very different from what I was used to. Yeah. So getting to know Vaughn, it was very nice because he would take us out to dinner, and our first date was at Mexican. And we go there probably way too much. We go there at least 4 times.
So was there a bigger friend group that y'all had? Because were you involved with another friend group and then Olivia just kind of came into it, or did y'all all hang out together, or what was that?
Well, I was still me, Maddie, Mel, and Hannah were very, very close at that point. We went to Dairy Queen every Wednesday, and Vaughn kind of just tagged along with me, but his friends were not as open to our relationship because of how young I was. They were kind of scared of me, because oh my gosh, she's a minor. That's what they were pretty scared of me, to be honest with you. So he didn't spend a whole lot of time with his friends. But then once I got older, they were kind of and once we started, getting serious, they were like, "Yeah, I guess this girl's really not going anywhere." So And here I am 3 years later.
My friend Sam, he was sitting there. I told him, I'm going on a date, and he's goofball. He said, oh, who's the guy? And I said, what? I said, no, it's a girl. And he went, oh, okay.
But when Vaughn asked me out on a date, I don't even remember how I convinced my parents to let me go. But I convinced them, and Vaughn picked me up.
So were you 18 at this point?
No, I was still 17.
Oh, okay.
So we got together in the year 2023, that March. I met him in February. In March, we began dating. And we went on our first date in April. And we'd been together and talked for a little bit, and I had convinced him somehow. Not really sure how, but I did. And so I remember when Vaughn came and picked me up, he was like, I'm here. I was like, do not come inside. I do not want you to talk to my dad or anything.
Yeah,
I was terrified. I was like, please no, stay outside. So I texted him and I was like, he said he's here. And so I hurried up and ran outside, and my dad was like, go inside. And I was like, oh,
no. He went out there.
Had a conversation with
So he just talked to me and told me just have her back at a certain time.
Okay, so it was a nice conversation. It was a nice warning.
I hope so. Yeah, it's like
that's what
we definitely were a little. I was terrified. I was like, he's gonna run him off just because I'm his little girl. And no, I mean, I guess it worked out. But
if that ran him off, then get out of here. Yeah.
But yeah, I remember we went to Mexican and ice cream. Then it kind of took off from there. We went every Wednesday. We went to Sonic after church, just the two of us, and we'd eat slushies. And then he'd drop me back off at my mom's house. And then let's see, we had our first Christmas and everything together. And then March of 2024, we got engaged, and our relationship went very fast.
I was going to ask, what was that time frame? You met him, you said 2023?
In March of 2023, and then by March of 2024, we were engaged.
Wow.
And I always told Melanie, I was like, he is the one for me, and if he ever needs help, you know me best. So he and I always told him that. I was
knew who to go to.
If you need help, do it, because I don't want to know. I wanted it to be a complete surprise, but I knew that I wanted to marry him. Yeah. So at that point, I was 18. I turned 18 in December, and I knew that I wanted to marry him. So there was no point in waiting.
Yeah.
So I told him, asked them, and they helped him, and he picked out the ring by himself. I remember that day actually. Because he wouldn't tell me.
I kept telling her I was like, I had just a few errands to run, and she was freaking out.
I was like, what are you doing?
It's like, what are you doing? Like, I want to know. And I was like, I can't tell you. And, so like the place I used to live at, I had a roommate, of course, and stuff. And I was, I was near Main Street in town, like all the place. And then there was this jewelry store called Craven Lewis. And I literally I didn't drive, I walked. I walked up there, and I just saw this ring. So I was talking to the person, and all these rings, looked good, but it just didn't feel right. And then I asked her if she had anything in backstock, and then she said, "Well, we have this one on clearance, and it's the one that she's, supposed to."
Why not wearing it now?
You're not wearing it right now, but
we've had, she's gone through things, guys.
Yeah,
she had surgery.
But I started to look at it, and she said, "Well, this is how much it is," and I said, "I'll take it." And she said, "Well, this is, engagement ring. Said if you want to get married to her, you're going to need a wedding band." So she upsold you, basically. Well, she got with the I guess the company, and said that they basically got it to match the bridge of the wedding. And I just remember looking. I was just like, I hope she likes it. And I just remember buying it. I was nervous buying her because I knew, I'm going to have to get on one knee with this ring.
But it was a kid's birthday party. I remember the day of our engagement all too well. It was a kid's birthday party at church, and I think Emily had stepmom had recruited me to go help decorate for this birthday party so that he could go.
Man, Emily
get
is
this-
all
I know,
in it.
Yes.
She's rooted.
He went and got the place ready. It was on Main Street. And I had absolutely no idea. But they had played it off as it was a cookie making class for the baseball team, for his little brother's baseball team.
Okay, hey,
And
that's
so
pretty
it was pretty
believable.
good. So
yeah,
you need to get dressed and you need to look good because it's like,
a banquet.
yes,
Yeah.
it's going to be very nice.
Yeah.
So I totally wholeheartedly believed it. And he was like, I'll be there to pick you up. And so I remember he was dressed in a button down shirt. And I was like, for a cookie class? Like, I thought he was just being weird. Like, I was like, for a cookie class. But I had, I had a cyst in my hand that was like very tight. So I had to wear like a brace.
Yeah.
And so I told him, I was like, if you're going to propose anytime soon, I have to have that off. Because it was on my left hand.
Yeah.
I was like, you better make me take it off. And so I remember when he picked me up and took me, we walked up the stairs and I was already a little suspicious. And then we got to the door. He said, take it off. And I was like, why? And he was like, just trust me. And I was like,
just trust me was in both of our engagement
I
stories.
was like, why? And he was like, I said take it off. And so he starts latching the brace and pulls it off and then walks in there and I see everything. And then Mel and Hannah are standing right there videoing it because that's what I wanted. I wanted pictures.
Yeah.
And so then he got done.
Did you know at that point, like when you walked in?
As soon as he said take it off, I was like,
are you
oh,
serious?
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we got to go and we took pictures downtown and we just took pictures downtown. But he made sure my nails were done, which was awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then
I remember Vaughn calling Corey.
oh yeah.
And we were on our way somewhere. And he was like, hey, I'm going to propose to Olivia. And we were all like, oh my gosh. And then he invited him to be there. I was like, oh, that's such a sweet dynamic that you guys involved
He
in.
picked our whole bridal party was there, pretty much, right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
At least his people were there.
Yeah.
I don't remember everybody that was there. It was a little bit of a blur. But
Yeah.
then we got married. We were not going to get married this soon, but we got married July 6th of 2020.
It was going to be like July 2nd or something like
No,
that.
it was going to be the 20th.
The 20th. That's July the 20th. But then it just didn't work out. So
We
the 6th
got
it was.
married the 6th, and what a day!
So you've met, been engaged, got married, and had a baby
And two dogs and bought a house.
and bought a house within 2 years.
Yes.
That is amazing progress.
We have my mom. It kills my mom. She's like, please slow down. But I mean, to us, it was like there was no point in waiting.
Oh, I love
Because
it.
I already
I'm
knew
all
that I
for it.
wanted to marry him, and we were both adults.
Yeah.
So it was very like,
Hey, my philosophy is if you can do it, do it.
Yes.
You know, if you can get married and have a kid and have a house.
I remember
More power
after
to
we
you.
got married, the one conversation we had about children was Vaughn's rule was we have to have a house before we can have a baby.
Yeah.
And so God heard that and gave us a baby 3 months later. Like we bought our house in October of 2024 and we were pregnant in January of 2025.
Wow.
Now that was a crazy, and I remember
Yes.
because that night was when we played crew. We played crew,
Mm-mm.
right? We had
No, the night that I found out I was pregnant, he was at our friend's house.
No,
And their
I was playing D&D.
Yes, their
I was
little
playing
boy.
D&D.
Their little boy had just gotten over the flu or something like that. And so I had a cough. And I was like, I'm not going to go. I don't feel very good. And so I was talking to somebody and they're like, you need to just go take a test. And I was like, there's no way. Like, I'm supposed to start tomorrow.
That's what they all say.
And I had a gnarly cough. And so I was like, there's absolutely no way. I took it and that was bright pink lines. And I was like, oh my gosh. Because that was...
So I was
she
going to
was not the
ask.
plan.
Yeah, I was going to
Love her,
ask.
but-
From the time you found out you were pregnant, like in between marriage and the time you found out, how many?
6 months.
Half a year, and that
We
was
had lived in our
like,
house for 3 months.
That is so.
and people were like, people said like, that's so bizarre,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, it happened.
Yeah.
I mean,
It definitely was not the
I
plan.
mean,
Obviously, it was
yeah.
God's plan.
Hey, listen.
She's a blessing.
Look at her.
I remember. So yeah, we had crew. I think that Thursday night.
Oh yes, it was. So the Thursday night before I took the test, I said, Corey, I don't think I can sing because I'm nauseous.
I literally
and he
said
sent a pregnant emoji.
Yeah, I remember that. I forgot about that.
And I was like, there's no way.
I called it.
There's no way. And then that Saturday, I took a test.
I forgot about
Yes.
that.
But I remember coming home from D&D, and I was so tired, and I had to work. Right? Was I off?
No.
Was I off, or did I have?
Yeah, you were off.
I was off. Okay.
You had worked that whole day, and I put a pregnancy test on this thing, and it's like I can't wait to meet my dad.
It said, "Hello, Dad.
Oh.
I know you." It said I know you don't know me yet, but
I can't wait to meet you.
I can't wait to meet you. And I just remember looking.
Well, I put it in his nightstand.
And then she asked me to grab her charger.
Out of his nightstand.
And she put she had a charger in there, I guess. So
I put the charger on top of it.
On top of it. So literally, I opened it, and again, I was so tired. So I opened it up. I grabbed the charger.
He's like throwing that across the room.
And I was like, no, get me the charger.
I shut it, and then I shut the drawer with the pregnancy test in it, and I handed her the charger, and she said,
no.
My other one.
So get me the other charger. And
so I opened it up, and then I looked, and I'm like, what is that? Then I pick it up, and I just remember I looked at her, and I was like, no way. And I said it in the video.
I was like,
she took the video, and she was like, what do you think? And I was like,
give me a second, please.
I was like, look, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, he really did. He went to the bathroom and locked himself in there for a few minutes. And came back. He gathered himself. But yeah, no, like it was pretty scary.
It was
that
all the
was
feelings.
Because I mean, I was just freshly 19. Like I had just turned 19 when we found out I was pregnant. Literally, like 15 days later.
I felt
15
so
days
terrible.
before that. Yeah.
I felt so terrible. I did. I felt so bad. I'm like, why did I do this to her? And I was scared to death. What?
Vocke told me.
Hey, listen,
She's a blessing.
married.
Okay, she's a blessing.
Yeah.
It was not at the time. I was freaking out because I'm like, did she didn't want this right now? At the time I didn't have the same feelings.
Yeah, we were.
And I was literally having to come to terms that
our life
this is not the same.
Yeah,
it's not the same. And then I remember thinking like, I mean, it's crazy if this is happening in the same the same year, but all the way back in February we took our honeymoon trip.
Yeah.
And she's pregnant.
I was 6 weeks pregnant. I was sicker than a dog, and like that was hard because your honeymoon is supposed to be be adventuring with each other and learning all kinds of new things. And I mean, I didn't really get to do that because I was so sick and so tired. And pregnancy was not fun to me.
Yeah, your pregnancy was tough.
The first year of our marriage was really a test at how in sickness and in health was really tested in that. Yeah. I mean, on our first honeymoon, we went on 2 smaller trips. But I mean, he was sick halfway through. I had bronchitis, and so I guess I gave it to him. And so on our trip, he was super sick, so we didn't really get to enjoy that one as much. And then our second honeymoon, I was sicker than a dog because of Little Miss over here. But
it was such a journey.
Yeah.
I mean,
our whole year of marriage it really tested, we have to figure out how to, not go on all the dates that most married couples do in the first year.
And it was crazy, too, that we had our, 1-year anniversary, and she was pregnant, and it was the first year anniversary, but then it was the only one that we would ever have, just us. And that was
kind of hard to come to terms with.
That's a tough reality.
Yeah, it was, and he made it special, but I couldn't eat a lot when I was pregnant with her. And so I could eat very few things, but I could eat potato soup from Catwoman's, which is very odd, but I could eat it. And so
pregnancy gives you random things.
On our first anniversary, we had her 8K ultrasound. And so we did that, and we got to go see her. And then he had my parents go to our house after church and set up a dinner in our living room with candles and everything, and they got us Cattleman's. And so we were able to eat there because, I mean, I couldn't, like, if I smelled certain things, like, I'd throw up and stuff.
Hamburgers.
Yeah, well, I'm just not able to eat cheeseburgers.
You made a
my
cheeseburger
God.
I eat them,
night.
like, every week. It's ridiculous.
It was
But,
horrible.
Now you need the iron in your body.
yes, and so, I mean, we had to learn how to, especially in that first year of marriage, we had to learn how to love each other through.
Yeah.
We had to adapt.
Yeah.
We
Because
had
my
to
hormones
adapt.
were whack, and I mean, it was hard. Like,
I mean, I remember our first, our first argument. We both woke up at 4 a.m. She had to do something that day. She had to work. You had to work that day.
oh
right?
yeah, we were living in our apartment, and
We had
it
a
was,
first
we both had to get up at 4 to go to work, and so he was in my way. I was trying to brush my teeth. Remind you, we lived in a 698 square foot apartment. Okay, and it was me, him, and the dog. And I obviously did not want to be awake. He didn't want to be awake, and we were just yelling at each other, "Get out of the way!" And it was 4 a.m. and I'm like, our poor neighbors. That was really our first fight. Like, we had to learn how to live
with each other.
together.
Yeah.
And
You were learning a lot of new things
In a
at
year.
one
So fun.
time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, told me and told her that you guys are moving too fast, that you guys should slow down, and then they also would say, which, I mean, they would say some of the, they would say some of these things, and then we would, at the time that we, at the time we didn't, we didn't think anything, but looking back, the only thing
we
zoomed,
we flew,
and we went fast, but that's the thing about that's the thing about living and just living in the moment, is that you're not worried about the past. You're not worried about the future. You just want to live in the moment now, and that's a a big blessing with her, because it taught us to live more in the moment. Because she's growing. Excuse me, man. But she's growing, and she's never gonna stop.
I remember one of our first conversations. It was literally New Year's. We got home from a New Year's party, and I looked at Vaughn and I was like, last year we did so much. I really just wanted to slow down this year. 2 weeks later, I got pregnant. I got the pregnancy
That
test.
wasn't in the plan.
I was already pregnant then, and I just didn't know.
Oh my
And so,
gosh.
I mean, obviously God had other plans, and we're very grateful for her. But like,
Of course.
we
just
zoomed.
unplanned doesn't mean unwanted.
Exactly.
She's just not a part of the plan
She
at
was
this
just-
moment.
I mean, we're young. I mean, we're not. He's not young. I'm young, but
You're old.
yeah,
Bob.
you're an old
Yeah,
man.
I'm just ancient there, brother.
Yeah, I'm just old.
You're borderline in the 1900s. Okay, there, buddy.
Spoiled meat.
But yeah, no, we learned a lot in the first year,
Yeah.
and especially taking care of a newborn, like
That's a lot.
it's a test of our. I mean, it really is a test
Patience.
of our.
It is.
Patience, love,
Yeah.
and trust, understanding with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, she at first, I had a hard time holding her because I was afraid I was going to drop her, and now I'm just sitting there holding her with one arm, just like that.
Hey, yeah,
like
see, you adapt.
I'm adapting.
Yeah.
She's adapting. As I heard too, a phrase I heard is that you're not married to your children, you're married to your spouse. Your
That's
children
right.
are going to grow up, and they're going
And
to
that's hard.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
hard to do.
it is.
Especially because they're so needy. Especially at this age, like she literally can't do anything without us.
Right.
She can't feed herself. She can't change her diaper.
You have to be very, what's it called? Intentional
Yes.
Yes.
on keeping each other first.
And, like,
that's hard.
That's incredibly hard because
Especially
because we've not been married that long, so we're still learning.
You're
each
still
other.
learning how to
Still
be
learning,
married.
right.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy. It's kind of it's kind of crazy to have one couple been together for 13 years.
We literally have opposite stories.
Opposite
Yes.
stories.
Yeah.
And then another one who's moved super
Within
fast
three,
in 3
I mean,
years.
we've not even been together for 3 years.
But the thing, one of the things I was going to
crazy.
say, when I first met her, first thing I noticed was her eyes, and then I could see my whole life in it. And then I would say that
what?
I
So
could see,
sweet.
I could see my whole life in her eyes, and I felt it's crazy, but I try to explain this to people that I work with and some people that that I know. I try to explain this to them that when you see this person, you feel like you've known them
Yeah.
your entire life. I've only known her,
3 years.
3 years, but I feel like I've lived
I feel like
an
we've lived
entire
a whole lifetime.
decade, like
You
lifetime.
have, yeah.
You know, that's what, you know, love is sacrifice. In the sense, in my thought, you know, that way I think is love is, you know, it's about sacrifice of what you want for somebody. I mean, would you agree? Would you?
Yeah,
agree with that?
absolutely.
That's a major part of our love story is the sacrifices we've made.
Yeah.
We've made a lot. We've made a lot of sacrifices of time because he has to work a lot of overtime.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've made a lot of sacrifices from our relationship just to, you know,
the schedule that I work,
to keep things going.
the job that she could
Sleep.
have.
We've sacrificed sleep. A lot
yeah.
of it. I mean, even before her, like,
Yeah,
he works till 6 p.m. Doesn't
12
get home till
hours.
6:30.
Yeah.
And by the time dinner's done, it's 7. Showers, that's 8 o'clock. And so he wants to go to bed, but he has to sacrifice his time of sleep to, you know, let's watch TV or let's just have a conversation.
Yeah.
and
so-
deep down, you want to do those
Right.
things. When
And
you
Yeah.
are,
You can't always,
when you
but
can't always, but when you know, when you're there, you know, in that moment, you want to do it because you know if you don't, you're going to regret it, or you're
Yeah.
just going to miss out on something that you could have.
right.
And that's more important to me than this flesh.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so well, thank you for listening to the Turner's Love Story. Now we are going to go to the table to do the cereal,
The best part.
the best part.
Cereal
I brought the cereal
recommendations.
Cereal recommendations.
That's right.
All right.
We'll see you at the table.
We'll see you guys at the table. Clap. 3, 2, 1. Hi, guys. So now we are going to figure out what kind of cereal Olivia has picked. So
Let's guess.
let's guess.
So what are your guesses?
Pumpkin chicks.
Pumpkin checks.
I'm gonna say something off the wall. I'm gonna say candy cane crunch. I don't know, like a generic
That's-
candy cane crunch.
That's not a thing.
I think it. Go ahead.
All right,
It's going to be like some weird type of berry cereal.
Oh.
berry
yeah.
cereal. Okay, close your eyes.
All right.
Like
I'll make
oops
your
all
bowls.
berries.
Oh, yeah. Like,
All right, are your eyes closed?
Yep. I'll,
Yep.
Okay. Let's see it.
What is this? It sounds small.
It sounds crunchy.
It's tiny.
I swear if it's Fruity Pebbles. I swear.
Oh,
There's
please be fruity
there's no
or
way it's-
chocolatey pebbles.
I hope not.
No, she
I
said
hope
she's
not.
never heard of it. Oh.
Oh.
All right, get you a good whiff.
It is berry, Vaughn. It's something fruity. It's something fruity.
Oh,
Can we eat?
I think my
Oh.
spoons are saying.
Come on. Oh, I know this.
It's a Cheerio.
Yeah.
Cereal.
No.
It's a
no.
berry Cheerio.
Fruit Loops.
It's Trix.
You're on to something.
It's Trix Cheerios or something. It tastes exactly like Trix.
It tastes exactly like Fruit Loops.
It's really good.
That's good. All right, what would you rate it?
Oh yeah.
4. I'm more into chocolate.
3.
I'll give it a 7.
It's out of 5 there, brother.
Okay, I'll say 4.
All right. So you guessed what, Casey?
It tastes like a Trix Cheerio, so some kind of fruity Cheerio,
Okay. Corey?
but the heart
It
shape.
just tastes like Fruit Loops.
Fun.
I'd say Fruit Loops.
And it was Fruity Cheerios.
Yeah,
Hey. All right.
that's good.
Fruity Cheerios, not a sponsor.
Give it a try
Yeah, give it a try.
at your local Walmart.
All right, Vaughn, close this out.
Nope, we're TVO. And that's some cereal tasting.
Yeah. All right, stay classy.
Eat your cereal.